Who here likes to smoke a cigarette? And don't be shy if you like to, because smoking cigarettes is not harmful. Smoking helps us deal with anxiety. It helps us calm our nerves. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not true. But that's what people believed even a few decades ago. Now, we know addiction to smoking can be harmful, even if we are maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Are you addicted to anything? Let me ask you 3 questions. Did you drive here? Do you work seated on a chair? Do you sit down for more than 3 hours a day? If you answered yes to any of these, chances are high that you might be addicted to sitting. And just like people thought smoking was harmless, people think sitting is harmless. A few years ago, my brother felt a sharp pain in his back in the lumbar region. He went to the doctors. The doctors scanned his spine and found out that the lumbar disc in the lower spinal region had become dislocated, and they were pinching on the spinal nerves, causing the pain. The doctors asked him, "How did you do this to yourself? Do you lift heavy weights?" My brother said, "I used to lift some heavy weights at some point, but now all I do is sit on a chair and work on a computer all day." The doctor said, "Uh-huh. I really want you to see for yourself what happened to my brother. When we are standing, the muscles in our lower back and the core are engaged in maintaining the spine in a neutral position. As soon as we sit down on a chair with a backrest, those muscles are disengaged, and the whole weight of the upper body is concentrated on the lower lumbar region of the spine." My brother was doing it for 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. People addicted to sitting might be doing it for 7 days a week. People who do not have any history of spinal injury also complain of back pain from prolonged sitting. Researchers at Cornell University say to maintain a healthy spine and to keep the blood flow going in our body, we don't need to do jumping jacks at our work. All we need to do is take a posture break every 20 to 30 minutes. And technology helps us do that. Every time we get a call, we can just walk while talking. However, I was looking at a resting posture that would not cause any damage to my spine while I'm sitting down. I came across a posture known as squatting. Squatting does not compress the spinal region. While we are squatting, the spine is stretched and the weight of the upper body is distributed evenly between the legs, the hips, and the core. A perfect resting posture. However, that is not the only thing that happened when I started squatting. A question crossed my mind. A question that was a turning point in my life. The question was, is it time to poop? I said, I'm in the library. It's not time to poop. Then I researched into why squatting felt like pooping. I found out that squatting actually helps bowel movements. Bowel movements are probably the last thing people want to talk about. In Britain, a public health campaign had to be discontinued because the newspapers would not print keywords like bowel movements. During the heydays of the US space program, a toilet problem in the spacecrafts was not fixed for 10 years because no one wanted to talk about poop. It was not until 1968 that Dr. Berry pleaded with everyone to get over the snickering and giggling and sincerely solve what had become a serious issue. Because the astronauts had to wear oxygen masks in the spacecraft to save themselves from the odors coming from the toilet. We had squatting toilets at our house in India, and I revolted with my mother. Ma, why do we squat down to poop when the whole world is sitting down? Why don't we have the beautiful sitting toilets like the ones in the malls and the hotels? My mother replied, son, people need to go down to do shit. I would not accept the idea because my mind was closed and full of ideas that what other people were doing was right. What I'm asking you to do today is open your minds. And if you don't like any idea, you can throw it out. However, if you like an idea, you can keep it. Imagine this is our rectum. This is where the poop is stored in our body. Believe me or not, making this was much easier than finding a free-to-use image of the rectum. No one wants a rectum to be seen in public. However, we'll see right now why it is important that we talk about these unconventional ideas. The rectum is attached by a puborectalis muscle to our hips. When we are standing, this muscle is stretched, and it forms a kink in our rectum. This kink is important to stop the poop from coming out when we don't want it to. Even when we are sitting, this muscle is not relaxed. If we try to eliminate, when seated, we have to put strain on our rectum by holding air. It is only when we squat down that this muscle is relaxed and the rectum straightens out, making it a natural position and effortless to eliminate our waste. Sitting down while elimination has been shown to be a major cause for a disease known as hemorrhoids or piles, which is associated with severe pain and blood loss during elimination. Squatting has been shown to be an effective method of preventing hemorrhoids. The good news is that we don't need to renovate our whole bathroom to try and squat. We can just get a footstool or a squatty potty. Think about it. If garbage is not thrown out of our houses, do we feel healthy? Similarly, if waste matter and toxins are not eliminated out of our bodies properly, can we be healthy? If you lose your money, you may get it back. If you lose your friends, you may still get them back if the friendship is true. However, if you lose your health, are you sure you can get it back? My brother knew karate when he was in school. He could jump through hoops. Now, he has to wear a belt to support his spine. The choice is yours today. If you want to sit down to addiction, or if you want to stand up, and if you may all stand up, because we have been sitting down for too long, and may we all stand up to ideas that are worth sharing. Thank you.